What is happening, guys? Mike here. Welcome back to the channel. It's been a bit since we've seen each other. How are you? How are you guys doing? What are you up to? How's life treating you? I've definitely missed you all. I've been just extremely busy. I've been so busy. I started a new job back in April. I've been doing really some of the best work of my content creation career. Honestly, it's been some of the best work that I've ever done. It's just off of YouTube, or at least off of Modern Man TV anyway. I mean, but you know, more on that another time. We've got something very exciting to talk about today. I do have a point to actually being here, and it's not to talk about me. It's to talk about this right here, the Monarch matte paste from Blumaan. It has been revamped. It has been reimagined, reformulated. I'm sure all of you or most of you know this by now. And some of you, have been really kind. You've been really kind in messaging me and reaching out, asking me to offer my opinion. I really appreciate that very much, that some of you still value my opinion, and I'm really happy to return that to you here today. Let's take a deep dive into what we got here. As I just said, the Monarch matte paste from Blumaan has been reformulated. On the left side of the screen here, we have the Monarch as we have had it since the original launch, and on the right we now have the new formula. And at first glance, or based on the naked eye, you might not think that there's a ton of changes there, but as usual with hair products, all the heavy lifting is under the genetic hood of the product, if you will, the product's DNA, the formula. And it's through that we see the actual differences in the reformulation, the attributes, all that good stuff. If you do remember from the original release of Monarch, I've maintained an opinion that its major issue for me was that the hold was not as substantial as I would have liked it to be, and its endurance alone, being used alone anyway, wasn't fully up to par for my hair type, and I know a lot of you felt that way as well. Also, if you recall, I've always kind of maintained that both of those things, the hold and the endurance, could be solved with using this with a pre-styler like Original, or the Dauntless Foam, or something, with a good foundation first. That's really how I've used Monarch, and I've documented that in many videos over the last few years. So to summarize all of that in the original formula, we've got a creamy matte paste, decent volume, little bit lacking in the hold department, but easily combinable with a pre-styler to fix that. It is a little bit light on the texture, so it's got, it's kind of light in that department, and it has a full-on grandma scent. Just a full-on grandma type scent. That's where we've been. That's where this has been this entire time. Now though, where are we? Where have we gone from there? What's the major changes? For starters, let's look at the consistency. The scoop on the new formula is very similar, I think, but it's definitely a bit thicker. Just maybe a smidge thicker, but it's still very creamy. I want to make sure to say that. And in my opinion, the product really has just gotten more satisfying to scoop. That's really the best way I know how to explain it. It's still creamy, it's slightly thick, it's just very satisfying to scoop. Other than that though, it's right around the same breakdown. It's right around the same thing when we break it down in the hand. I do think it has a tiny bit more tack to it now, but nothing major. It's not super dry. It's not super crazy, sticky, tacky, anything like that, but it is a little bit different than the old formula. Moving on now into what you probably want to see. How does each perform in the hair? What does it look like in the hair? And just for comparison's sake, let's start with the old formula first. This shouldn't be anything surprising. Once again, this is the Monarch we have had for years. There's no pre-styler added, so you can get just a clear look at what this is doing in my hair. Here's that final result. Once again, this is something we've seen time and time again. Here now though is the new formula. I'm going to do the exact same thing here. I'm just going to add it into dry hair. I'm going to work it in. No pre-styler, just this product by itself doing its thing. And after doing that, we have the final result with this new formula. And just to make it easy, let's look at those outcomes side by side. You can see the new one really does have a slightly different look, a better look. It has a bit more hold there, a bit more structure. You can see specifically in the front, it's just doing a bit more by itself. It's doing this all on its own. There is no pre-styler added. This is just the improved strength of the new formula by itself. Finally now though, let's talk fragrance. Let's talk scent. I have never been a huge fan of the Monarch scent. I know a lot of you out there feel the same way too. It's a very floral scent. I mean, I called it a grandma scent a second ago. I'm not going to mix words on it. It's a grandma scent to me. It's very floral. It's very grandma-esque in my mind. This new one here though, it's fantastic. It's a smooth cologne type scent. I do have a kind of a messed up nose. I'm allergic to a lot of fragrances, so it's hard for me to come up with a big long descriptor for these fragrances, but I do it comes off to me as a smooth cologne. I do think though it is 1,000 times better than the previous one, so I know you guys really will enjoy that upgrade. I do though think that pretty much covers it. I think Blumaan did a great job on this reformulation. It was a much needed upgrade, a much appreciated upgrade, and I actually think, based on what I've seen, this is the least of the upgrades that are coming to this line. I just got a first look actually at some stuff that I think you guys are going to be really excited about. I'll have, I think, one of the first videos out on that topic of their changes here soon, this month sometime, I believe. And I'm super excited to share all of that with you. It's some really exciting stuff. I think you guys are going to really enjoy it. If you would like to check out this new formula in the meantime, though, the new formula Monarch matte paste or anything over at the Blumaan site, you know where to find it by now. It's linked in the description along with that same old coupon code. It's just my name right there in the box. It'll save you a little bit of money. If you haven't already, make sure you do the big 3 for me: like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It was wonderful to see you all again. I hope to be back here real soon. Take it easy. I'll see you next time.